Do 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 do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Magic in the Midwest podcast. I am J.B. Michaels, USA Today best-selling author of many books that are sponsoring this podcast right now. I've got a new one coming out this month, July 24th, The Horde, Chronicles of the Order, Book 6. So please check out MrMichaels.com, MISTER Michaels.com for a free book to get you started in the Chronicles of the Order series. Okay, and also, ladies and gentlemen, I am joined here in the Magic of the Midwest podcast by
Ashley Michaels.
Ashley Michaels, the creator of this podcast, and Grump of this podcast.
I'm ready to throw him out outside, guys.
The Grump.
Serious problems.
The Grumper. And
don't even buy
also,
it. Don't even buy into it. It's not me. It's him and his ridiculousness, and he hasn't had enough coffee.
Oh, no. Somebody hasn't had any food or anything at all. All right, so...
Get out of here.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Magic in the Midwest podcast number 14. Okay, thank you to those who subscribe on Bandcamp. You can subscribe for $3 a month and get double the episodes on bandcamp.com. So Magic in the Midwest podcast.bandcamp.com. And, it's awesome. And there's those Bandcamp exclusive episodes are quite funny. Obviously, the main podcast is funny too, but you get double the fun. So today we're going to do our deeper dive into Epcot's World Showcase. We are going to try and get to as much as we can, both Mexico and Norway, but we're going to do a little deeper dive into each of them, rather than last week we did that 1 minute overview of what we thought, and today we are going to do Mexico and Norway. Okay, so obviously we know that when you go into Epcot and you get past Future World and you get to the World Showcase, you can directly see across the World Showcase Lagoon, which is its official name. You can see the American Adventure, okay? And you could see, okay, cool. So, the America's way over there, literally, all the way at the end of the park. The other end of the park. So if you go to the right, if you turn right, you're going to go to Canada. Okay, if you turn left, you go to Mexico. And Disney purposely did that to make sure that our neighbors were represented first. Okay, so when you would walk into the World Showcase, so you wanted our neighbors to the north and our neighbors to the south. So that is why that Mexico and Canada are placed where they're placed. Mexico Pavilion. Let's see. So we're going to go to Mexico.
Real quick, too.
Yes.
I did do a poll on Instagram about a week ago to see if more people walk to Mexico first or Canada. And surprisingly, more people voted for Mexico, even though we thought that we read somewhere that most people go to the right. People that follow us voted Mexico.
People usually, they
maybe
go to
our
Mexico.
followers like the margaritas like us.
I would think so. I mean,
I could go for one right now.
Canada. What does Canada offer as far as a good drink? I mean, some wine and a beer. I don't know. So I think
it's not just about the drinks.
It's a good slushy. The food is better in Mexico, probably.
I think so.
All right, so okay.
I tried to add that in.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know where you read the people go to Canada, but I actually.
Well, I think
you're
the one that told
do.
me that you felt like your family was in the minority by walking to Mexico first.
Yeah, I mean, I still think, it's really interesting. I know we took our poll on Insta, but I wonder what the actual numbers are. Like, I wonder where people go first. I mean, I would imagine that Mexico is just more popular, period, because it has a ride inside of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's probably that. Okay, so when you go to if you're going to the left and you walk over to Mexico, you will see the pyramid, okay, which is supposed to be, it's kind of a mixture of like a Mayan pyramid and, even some Aztec influences on it, even though the Aztecs didn't really build pyramids like that. But so, yeah, it's a cool, like, pre-Columbian pyramid, and the Yucatan jungle is supposedly supposed to be around the pyramid, which the Yucatan is in southern Mexico, and it's the peninsula, and it's really close to, Guatemala and, the rest of Central America. But that's where the Maya lived. And you go there and you get to go walk into, you walk inside of the pyramid, and it's what's unique about being inside the pyramid.
It is nighttime inside all the time, which is one of my favorite things about it.
Yes. It's always nighttime in the Mexico Pavilion, which is really neat. And there's one thing. Most of the other pavilions are open to the air.
Yeah.
This one is not
That's
at
true.
all.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of the other pavilions in World Showcase are you walk and then it's still just outside, and there's maybe some restaurants that are inside and some theaters, but the Mexico Pavilion is all encompassed,
inside.
pretty much inside.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the restaurants outside, and the margarita stand outside, but for the most part, Mexico is completely indoors, which makes it a great place to get out of the sun and like totally chill. Yeah, I mean, it's a really, really, it's really neat in there. So
I feel like we always spend a decent amount of time in there.
yes, well, it has those colorful like shopping carts and different. You could get all sorts of pottery. You could get Mexican jewelry. You could get, leather goods. There's always usually a mariachi band in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a really cool, vibrant atmosphere.
It is, and it's cool, and it's nighttime. I think my favorite time to go in there is when we come back into the park after our lunch break.
Yeah.
It's like 4 or 5, so it's really hot.
Yeah.
That's the best time to go in there. Because you're like, oh, let's get relief from that.
Right,
And
right.
we'll be in there, and it's kind of, easy on the eyes. It's like dark. And then,
Yes,
cool.
yes.
And then you can walk outside, hopefully, when it's cooled off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there is a certain, like you walk in and there's some displays of like history and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a really, it's just a beautiful. There's some Coco like art displays, like when you first enter the doors. And I also forgot to mention there's like a Mayan king, on display. Like right as you walk up, before you walk into the pyramid, there is like this beautiful, colorful. A lot of turquoise and blues, and but it's just a beautiful Mayan king, which is cool because like now if you see it really in real life in the ruins, obviously it's not going to have the same vibrancy as it does here in Disney at World Showcase. I mean,
Right.
You're seeing it like how it was. You're seeing it how it looked when it was when the Maya were in power and around the civilization. The Mayan civilization was prominent in Mexico. So then you go inside, you get those displays, then you walk into, and you're actually up high, and you have to walk down a stairwell, and then you're in like a market,
Yeah.
Which they call it the Plaza de los Amigos. So, so the Plaza of Friends, and yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's where you're at when you're getting your shopping, and there is a bar inside of there as well as a major restaurant inside, and of course the Grand Fiesta Tour starring the three Caballeros. I guess we could start talking about the Grand Fiesta Tour.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Ash?
I mean, the ride I feel like it's not super long. It's cute. It's not something that's gonna blow you away. I don't think. But I love that it's in the pavilion. It's like we talked about. Not every pavilion has a ride, so that's really neat. And I love going by, like, right when you first get on the ride, you kind of go by they have like a restaurant inside, like right next to the marketplace, and you get to go by the people that are sitting there eating, which kind of makes you feel like you are outside.
Yeah.
And like in nighttime. It's really cool.
Yeah. It is. Because it feels like because it's nighttime inside of there. It feels like the restaurant is open to the air.
Right, and they're sitting outside.
Yeah,
and
you're sitting outside,
like,
and you're getting on a boat going past them.
Yeah,
and you go. Yeah, on one side of you is another Mayan temple.
Yeah.
Pyramid. Mm-hmm. And then the other side's the restaurant, and there's pretty twinkle lights and.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. Maybe my favorite part of the ride, which is just the beginning. I mean, the ride is a lot of screens, I feel like. Isn't it, kind of? There's a decent amount of screens.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and it was always like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was never... it was more of like instead of having like a big theater with a show, a film on Mexico, they kind of split up the film into different spots and kind of made it a different experience. But they do some cool things with the film.
No, they do. It's a cute ride. Like I said, it's not like going on Test Track or anything like that, but it's it's fun. I always like to go on it when we're in there. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I mean, to me, the Grand Fiesta Tour, which used to be called El Rio del Tiempo, which was just the River of Time, and you just went through, Mexican culture throughout, time, and then you come back,
Yeah.
So that it would be like earlier times, and then it'd come back into present day. But yeah, no, it's cool because now I think it's more enhanced now. It has the three Caballeros in it. It's got Donald, Jose, and Panchito from the animated film, The Three Caballeros. So there are some audio animatronics inside of it.
Yeah.
Only a couple, though. Only like the three of them, I think. It's only at one point. But then there is that little, like, small world type element that they have near the end. Which has like smaller guys on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which are very similar to that. What's great about the Grand Fiesta Tour is, they give you a story. They kind of like, Donald's trying to make it, I think Donald's just trying to make it back to, a performance, and he keeps disappearing or something en route to the performance. But you see, like, people cliff diving in different parts of Mexico, and Donald's cliff diving. Basically, Donald's on a vacation in Mexico, and you're following him through it. Mm-hmm. And then you get to a market, and people are trying to sell you things, and like it's cool because the film, like, the people are following you throughout the film. But then they add Donald in there, and it's actually really cute.
It is. And you know what? There's almost never a wait. If you wait, it might be like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of incredible. Like, to me, it's a gem. Like, I don't know. I
People
really love
just
it.
don't know it's there either. Like, because it's kind of off to the side. I guess you could walk in and not walk in far enough and not realize it was there.
It is. It's literally in the far left corner of the pavilion. And you could miss it.
I think you could
miss it.
Yeah, if you're just, in the marketplace. Because there's like a few, I know there's like another little shop like within the marketplace, like where we got the magnet.
Yeah.
Where you can kind of, and if you didn't go in super far, you're like, oh, that's just the restaurant up ahead. We can head out.
Yeah. Yeah. I really love it. For me, the Mexico Pavilion also kind of like has sort of an emotional resonance for me because a lot of my students I teach are, have roots in Mexico or from Mexico.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I love it. I love it in a lot of different ways. So, all right. So then, of course, we have eaten in that restaurant that we've been talking about, which is what's the name of the restaurant? Oh, yeah, the San Angel Inn restaurant, or San Angel Inn restaurant, which is the one that we're talking about where you're eating inside, but you're like open to the air, it's outside. Sort
That's
of.
what it feels
you're
like.
inside.
That's what it feels like. It feels like you're outside at nighttime.
I don't think there's a more awesome... I mean...
Ambiance-wise, you can't beat it.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it as far as a romantic setting.
Yeah.
I mean, it is really nice in there. They kind of pack in, right? They want to make sure people can, they want enough people to be in the restaurant. The staff there is always amazing. Mm-hmm. Like they're just really, really incredible. I've never had any issues staff wise. I remember Harrison was very small.
He was like,
and
5
one
months.
of the hostesses said like, he's so handsome, he's gonna be a heartbreaker. Like, and she was just, they were enthralled with him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, he's also like exotic looking to them, in a way, right?
Yeah.
Because he's this white,
Harrison's
translucent,
very light hair. It's almost
curly,
like white.
curly white hair, translucent skin, blue eyes. Like it's just a totally, so that was really neat. But then we ate. So we need to talk though. We need to talk for real about the actual food in the San Angel Inn restaurant. What do you think?
No, honestly, I couldn't tell you what I got. I don't remember. It might have been like I don't know. But I wasn't super impressed. And I'm not someone that's super harsh with dining reviews, so it was after eating in the, like, there's like that outdoor quick service in the Mexico Pavilion where you can get tacos and stuff, and I think that those are really good.
Yeah.
And going inside for such a higher price point, I was honestly disappointed. And like I said, it has nothing to do with the staff. They were amazing. But the food, like, it was not very good.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
Yeah.
I think the meat I had was really tough, and it just tasted kind of bland, which is odd, for Mexican food. It just didn't have a lot of taste to it. And I remember having black beans, and they tasted like old. I don't know how to... Yeah. And I know they're kind of known for this type of review, I think, inside.
For some reason, the actual... Yes, the food inside at the San Angel Inn, I don't get it, but I had like, I think I had some sort of steak or something. I can't remember what I had the last time we went. Now, disclaimer, we haven't
5
been...
years ago.
Yeah, this was a long time ago, so this might have changed. It might be better inside there now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it just, you paid a premium price. You paid a lot, and it wasn't that great. I think it cost us about $75 just for the two of us.
Well, and I think we got the reservation like that afternoon while we were at the pool.
Right.
Like you were looking, and so
I was just trying to get us...
There's a reason why you can get one at the last minute. Like I said,
it's weird because the ambiance is
so
incredible.
Good. So good. Isn't the floor like kind of stone or...
Yeah.
So like it seems like you're outside, and then the bathroom's right by the restaurant.
Yes.
It almost looks like you're going into a building from outside. It's like, it looks like the outside of the building. But yeah, the food itself was just really not impressive. And JB and I don't have really
high,
we're not,
our palates are not
we
distinguished or anything.
No. So yeah, I hate saying it, but it was not a great experience for us. And like we said, it was 5 years ago.
Right.
But not food wise, not great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and to be honest, too, I mean, it's you know, maybe because of that ambiance,
They get away with it.
they can get away with not being as great. I don't know. Like as far as food.
Well, yeah. And you know what? There's
You know.
only been a very few times I've been more disappointed on property, and that was definitely one of them.
Yeah. It just didn't hit home. But that does not mean that the food in Mexico is bad, because outside,
Very good.
yeah, there is the La Cantina de San Angel, San Angel,
Is that the new one?
and that's the one outside that we always usually go
Oh,
to.
okay.
That's the one that's just, it's a quick service, tacos, churros, tostados, Mexican beer, margaritas. It's an outdoor cafe. Okay, we've been to that one many times.
Yeah, we go there almost every time to get tacos and a margarita.
Right, and it's for some reason, maybe because it's simpler, or I don't know.
Less extensive of a menu.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe,
really know.
and
We've
just
always had a good experience. Everything I've got. I mean, it's usually just like chicken tacos, or like, I'm picking which meat I'm gonna get.
Right,
but they're
right.
always very good.
right. It is really good. I mean, it's that one is really good, and it always tastes really good, and the margaritas are always really good. So
I could go there every time we're in Epcot.
Right. Yeah, and there's that little like gazebo basically that's out on the World Showcase Lagoon that you could sit in, get great views. And actually, that's a quick service, but there's another table service dining right next to it,
Which we've never
been into, which is the La Hacienda de San Angel.
We'll have to try that.
So the La Hacienda one is basically, it's newer, and it's out. It has beautiful views of the lagoon. And that one we should try. Like, we should try it. It's been there, a while.
I
mean,
don't notice it.
it's literally built into the quick service. The quick service is just an extension of it.
Oh, how did I never?
It's right next to it. I know. We literally just walk right past it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to try it. See if we can get a reservation next time.
I don't know why we have not gotten that, but we're going to try. You're right. We're going to do that. Yes. And then, of course, we can't not talk about it, but there is inside, you could get you could go to La Cava del Tequila. Okay, and taste authentic tequila and learn about its history or whatever and traditions. Cool. But outside is they closed it and then they reopened it and they moved it to a different spot. But you could get the Fiesta Margarita,
which used to be 5 flavors and is now only 3.
No, it's only 3. And it's just a really good frozen margarita.
It is.
That I feel like is essential for walking around in the Florida heat.
Very essential.
Most
essential.
Yes.
I think I could have one right now.
Yeah, I could.
No, they're so good, and I definitely feel like they don't skimp on the alcohol.
Yeah.
But nothing beats a slushie.
Yeah.
In the Florida heat.
True.
We've learned that.
Yeah.
Even with lots of sugar, it's totally fine. It really cools you off to have like a really cold drink and cool yourself off from the inside. Yes,
yeah. It's really good. It's excellent. It's a tradition that we like to get the, multi-flavored margarita.
Yep.
Frozen margarita. And, keep going on our way, from Mexico, which we love. What grade do you give Mexico?
Out of like a 10?
Yeah, or rating. What do you give Mexico?
Sorry, you said grade.
Grade? No, well, what do we usually do?
I don't know if we've done it.
Have we done ratings?
I don't think so.
Well, I give Mexico.
Can I give you a rating?
An 11 out of 10. That's the only rating
I would give Mexico, honestly, I would give it a 9.
9.
Even though the inside restaurant isn't great, I love everything else about it.
Right.
I love that it offers a
ride. If that inside restaurant was better,
I would give it an 11.
You'd give it the 10. You give it the 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's maybe my favorite. Pavil.
Yes. It is awesome. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It really is. It's yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, they're all great. Pavils.
They're all great. They really are. And Mexico is cool, obviously, because it's so close anyway. All right. So from Mexico, the next pavilion that you walk to, okay, and which is actually cool because kind of we could do a little A/B comparison because it's another pavilion that actually has a ride.
That's true.
And it's a pavilion that's that's tied culturally to you.
Yeah, you should tell the story about when your dad asked the lady working in there, which
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what you should tell.
Okay, so our party of my family and Ashley. Okay, so like they like my sisters were there, right? Were they not there that
I don't
time?
know if it was maybe one of them.
Right.
I don't remember.
Well, whatever. We were all walking and the I don't know if you know what Ashley looks like, but she's beautiful.
Thank you.
She is. She is. Not on the inside, but on the outside.
Where it
she's
counts. Everyone.
So, if you go, I'm not kidding. This is for real. If you walk around Norway, you see people that look similar to my wife. They're tall.
Like working in the...
working from the people that are from Norway that work in the pavilion. They're tall. They're blonde usually. They're blue-eyed. And...
like our stature is the same.
Yeah, there's even like I don't know what it's something about
the
it.
way we're built.
Right.
Or something.
Yes. And my dad's like, okay, which one of us is Norwegian? And without a second of doubt, they immediately pointed to Ash. It was like
that one.
Yeah, that one, totally. And they were right, and then they laughed, and we were talking. It was fun. Here's the thing: I encourage all of you to talk to the people that work.
Yeah, you should.
At the pavilions, they want to talk to you. They want to talk to people. Mm-hmm. They are willing to share their culture and their stories with you. They want to do that.
Yeah.
And even get the Small World book that shows you the greetings in their native tongue, right? You should totally
try and say it. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
they do. I think a lot of people are rushing and shopping, and I get it, but I think that they really do want to talk to you because we have some great conversations with people working in the
break up their day, break up their day, and yours. So basically you walk over to Norway, and one of the coolest things about Norway right away is you see a stave church, which is sort of like a multi-tiered church, similar to a pagoda in a way, just multi-tiered structure with, but it goes up in like a triangle, to a point. A stave church, obviously from the Middle Ages, right, 13th century. Inside there is actually a cool exhibit that is called Gods of the Vikings, which is kind of shows you some cool Viking artifacts and talks about different gods and mythology, Norse mythology, which is not tied at all to, what is dominant in Norway.
Yeah, no longer. Yeah.
Yeah, domination is frozen.
Yes.
In Norway.
Mm-hmm.
It was not always the case, but it is the case now.
When did they redo it so that it was frozen?
I think it opened in 2015 or 2016. Okay. Right? No, or was it later than that?
I don't know.
Gosh, that's bad. Dude, we should know. All right, so
it's your department.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty. It
does feel definitely more. I mean, there are non-frozen parts of the pavilion. Definitely.
There are.
But when you take into consideration the line for the ride and then the line to meet Anna and Elsa if they're around.
Well, they're always around.
And they're always around.
They're in the Royal Summerhouse, which they built specifically
for
the meet and greet.
When you start walking from Mexico over to Norway, you see the line, and that's that's that line. You you can sense her not liking that. You know what you do see? I'll be honest. You definitely now when you get closer to Norway, you see the strollers. The strollers are lined up along the World Showcase Lagoon. Yeah.
Because that's where the stroller parking is. And you really do see, the madness of
and
Frozen.
that line
The popularity
can be
of
really
Frozen.
long. The one for the meet and greet, and there are parents that wait in that line for hours, and you see the kids having these breakdowns as you're walking by
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
all really, really want to meet Anna and Elsa. I mean,
And-
it's a very popular meet and greet.
And the thing about meeting Anna and Elsa is that Anna and Elsa, they talk with the kids. They interact with the kids. They
Yeah.
take pictures. It's not just like take a picture and leave.
Yeah, it's a longer experience.
They try to make it, it's an experience, and they want you to, make it worth your while, to do that. So now, I mean, apparently the Royal Summer House, right, the summer house, is based off a traditional Norwegian cabin. Okay, and what's cool about it, and there's some cool elements to it, there's grass on the roof, like real grass.
Yeah.
That Disney has grown on the rooftop. And there's some grass also behind the stave church as well, on the rooftops. I mean, that's really neat. And the last time we were there, this was for real. You were thinking the bathroom. I had Harrison. Your parents were, I think, going to the bathroom too. And I was looking up at the grass of the, behind the stave church on the roof, and butterflies
Yeah.
were flying around.
Yeah, on the
Like
roof.
legit butterflies. It was like, is this really happening? Like, this is magical. This is Disney magic happening right in front of me.
Well, and how many people are noticing it?
Right. You're not stopping to notice that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're running to see Anna and Elsa in the Royal Summer.
Which, I
House there.
mean, guys, if you're taking your kids to see Anna and Elsa, that's great.
That's great.
don't
I
think
want
there's
to.
anything
I
wrong
want to
with
meet
that.
Anna and Elsa. I mean, I kind of married to one of them, but
Which one?
Elsa.
Really?
I mean, your look is more Elsa
I guess that's
because
true.
you're lighter hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your personality's more Anna, Anna. I don't know.
Like a mix.
I mean, you're kind of a mix. You're really just Ash.
Depends on the day.
Right.
Oh my god! This is JB's last podcast.
Hey, nah. Okay, so so you have now in Disney's defense, there's some stuff that was rebuilt specifically for this expansion. They did expand the whole Norway Pavilion because of Frozen becoming a worldwide phenomenon. So they did add the Royal Summer House, Summer House, and it's really cool, you guys. I mean, the area is really nice. They do a good job. It's not like they didn't phone it in. So, and of course, we talked about this at length in our exclusive episode last time, but Frozen Ever After used to be the Maelstrom. The Maelstrom is gone. Mm-hmm. Okay, it used to be more about Vikings and Norwegian history and culture, and now it's Frozen Ever After.
Which is a very good ride.
Yes.
It's really good.
Yeah, it is.
We usually always try and get a fast pass for it,
Yeah.
even though I don't totally agree with its placement.
Right.
But
we don't
we're not
agree
going to
with
go back into that today.
No. The ride itself is really good. It does follow the same ride track as Maelstrom. You're in a boat. It's the same ride, essentially. You're in the Winter and Summer Festival. So, it takes place in summer when, I don't know, they celebrate their favorite season of the year in the midst of its polar opposite, apparently, is the description of the ride. So it's great. I mean, the ride is great. If you love Frozen, you'll love the ride.
Oh, yeah.
It's well done.
Even if you don't love Frozen. I mean, it's a good ride.
It is a good ride. It is. It's a really good, fun ride. Tell us, is it better than Grand Fiesta Tour? Another boat ride in Mexico?
I feel like it's hard to compare the two.
It
I
is.
think if it was
It is.
Maelstrom,
There's a lot
and
more
Grand
money.
Fiesta Tour, that's a better comparison.
Yeah.
Frozen is just like a different level.
Yeah.
Of
I mean, there's
ride.
some amazing animatronics inside of there. Really well done effects work. Obviously the soundtrack is in there as well.
The last time we were on Grand Fiesta Tour, our nephew took a nap. So I
Yeah.
don't think you can do that on Frozen.
Yeah, no, you get kind of true. But whatever you want to, however you want
I
to
guess it depends.
gauge that. There's a really cool animatronic of Olaf like skating, which is really neat. The fact that they did, not only does Olaf move, every part of him moves, every level of him moves, but then he's skating around. You're just this is cool. There are some really impressive things they do.
Yeah.
Disney does do things well, right?
We kind of like Disney.
We kind of do.
They're okayish.
I miss the old troll in Maelstrom. The troll in the trees.
There are trolls in...
Yes, the stone trolls.
They could have left some trolls.
Yes, so, and then, it's definitely worth going to, but it's one that you probably want to fast pass.
Definitely. It's usually like a 5-hour wait, or was.
Well, no, not anymore.
What is it, like 3?
Probably, I don't know if it gets up to 3 anymore.
Like an hour and a half?
Probably about an hour and a half max.
Minutes.
But it's not, you get inside, and, and actually the line queue
is mostly inside.
The line queue is really a lot better than the Maelstroms. The line queue is a total, it's Arendelle Village.
You're kind of like in just one room going back and forth through a zillion
But you're going in through...
They did a lot of stuff in the room.
Yeah, you're going through Wandering Oaken's trading post. You're going into different village houses.
The line moves a lot.
Right, right.
It keeps moving because they're loading the boats.
Even when you have a fast pass, you're still going to be in that little village. The Arendelle
You still
village.
wait.
You still wait.
Like 20...
Yeah, it's
25 minutes,
not,
I feel like you wait.
You cut a lot of the line out, but
it's not like 5 minutes and you're on. At least that's never been our experience.
No. But yeah, it's cool. Of course, at the end of the ride, you get dumped into, a souvenir shop with all Frozen stuff.
So many
which
Frozen
is fine.
things.
Which is fine. That's normal. We know we should expect that.
With
Disney.
a lot of kids having breakdowns. For
the wandering.
Being able to get what they want.
Yes. But now, you can escape the frozen parts of Norway. You can. There are places to go.
Yeah.
So there is the Puffin's Roost, which is actually the main shop, curios and collectibles, and there is a cool big troll statue and some more traditional Norwegian things that don't, scream Anna and Elsa. And you could get some cool things that are unique to, you could get some unique things that are, get some bike books on Vikings and whatever, Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales, all that stuff. You can actually go, and then of course there's always, different scents and stuff that they sell there. You can get some local snacks. There are other things to do that aren't connected completely to Frozen. We always like to take a funny picture with the big troll inside of the curios and collectibles shop.
What about in terms of dining? I feel like do we eat there?
We've never eaten there, but there is storybook dining, Princess Storybook Dining, which, again, you get traditional Norwegian cuisine. Mm-hmm. But it's for the last, I don't know how many years it's been princess character dining.
Oh, okay.
It's called Akershus. Akershus is the name of the restaurant there. And you know what? You can actually smell the fish from it.
Okay.
A lot of Norwegian cuisine is fish-based.
Okay.
And you know what? To be honest, this is a bias of my family. We just don't like fish.
You don't.
So we never have eaten there. And we should. I want to eat there. You got to try everything once, I think. You know?
I don't know. Fish is, I think it's either you like it or you don't. And you know what? I'm not really someone that really likes it either. I've like salmon I'll kind of have, and that has to be like really not fishy.
Yes.
I mean,
not fishy.
The not fishy kind of salmon that's like slathered in butter.
Yeah. So then, but again, this is a dining reservation. You got to make a reservation way in advance because it's a Princess Storybook Dining.
I didn't even know it was there.
Oh, it's there. It's there. It's like
it's there. You can smell it.
But you can. It's before the line for Frozen Ever After on the right. So if you're walking towards,
okay,
it's
okay.
right here, and you're walking towards Frozen Ever After.
Got it.
And then there is a bakery. They could get some cool, you can get some sandwiches and pastries, which I want to try, which I've never tried. But you could get some candied pretzels.
Ooh.
Okay, in Norway.
I don't know what that means exactly, but
Just like dipped in stuff.
chocolate.
Yeah. And then there's something called lefses, which is thin potato bread rolled with a cinnamon and sugar butter filling. Holy cow, does that sound
that
good?
sounds like my jam.
We got to try that next time.
do.
Okay, and then
We're gonna
school.
gain 15 pounds.
Yes, and there's also something called school bread treats, which I don't know what school bread is, but we're gonna have to find out, guys. If you know what it
Sounds
is,
good.
please tell us. What is
Yeah.
it? What is it? Tell us. Magic in the Midwest podcast at gmail.com. Let us know. Please reach out to us. Help. Call the hotline.
Call the house.
Anyway, yeah. So, pretty awesome. Norway is great, and to say, in Mexico you say hello, hola. In Norway you say gudag, to say hello. So say hello to the
you
people
should.
there. Yeah, I think it's
Strike up a combo.
yes. So overall, give us your rating of Norway. You said 9 out of 10 for Mexico. What do you give Norway?
I would say 7, and here's why. For me personally, the restaurant isn't something that's like super enticing for me,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it does feel a little overrun by Frozen sometimes, even though Frozen is really great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the shops and everything, but I'm gonna have to go, and the architecture. I really like that, but I think for me it's gonna be more of like a 7.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I agree with you. Before you said 7, I was thinking 7 in my head.
7.
Great minds think alike.
They really
They really
do.
do. You know what? It's funny. If you're willing, to compartmentalize, I really think you can. I really think you can enjoy Norway and all it has to offer. If you can kind of parcel out, enjoy the fact that if you love Frozen, it's awesome. Frozen is awesome.
And we do love Frozen.
Yes, and so we do too. But also, if
We
you want to
do.
learn, we do.
We do too.
We do too. We do too. But if you can compartmentalize, right, and then you could go, okay, well, this is Norway. Like this, what about actual Norway?
Yeah, I challenge you to go into seek out the other parts of the
Right,
pavilion
seek out
too.
the other parts of the pavilion too, because it is rather inundated. Not only with the restaurant there is a character dining experiences with all the princesses, so there's like
I didn't even
a
know
very
that.
limited amount of go into that stave church with the the cool gods,
That's
the
really-
Vikings.
that is really cool.
It's really nice in
Yeah.
there, and nobody's ever in there.
No one's in there.
No one goes in there. I like.
Maybe we shouldn't tell people to
Yeah,
go in
don't
there.
go in there.
Yeah, that's just for us.
Yeah. But I encourage you, and to be honest, I would talk to the people there as well, and go into the other shop, not the Frozen shop, go into the other one, and just, kind of get more of a feel of Norway itself, but yeah, it's still it's awesome. I agree with you, Ash.
Even
Should
though
we
it's a 7, I mean, I thoroughly enjoy
Yeah.
being in Norway.
Right.
I mean, it's very cool, but
and the 7 is not the ride.
no.
The 7 is we're rating the entire pavilion. So we're not saying that Frozen is the ride is a
yeah.
7. But yeah, so Mexico 9 out of 10, Norway 7 out of 10.
Write us or comment on something or post. Let
Yeah.
us know what you think. Give us your rating of both pavilions. We'd love to know.
Yes. Please, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe if you can. Thank you again to our current subscribers. Magic in the Midwest podcast.bandcamp.com, where you literally get double the episodes, double the
A lot
fun.
of times they're, like JB said earlier, they're really funny.
Yeah, they're
They're a bit looser.
we're gonna make you laugh out loud. We make you laugh. Hopefully, we make you laugh out loud. Here as well. But I mean, they're very fun. So also please check us out on Facebook. So Magic
And
in the Midwest.
share us with your Disney friends.
Share us, rate and review us. Say, hey, these people love Disney. They're really funny. Hopefully you say that.
They're okay, but we're trying to support them.
JB's brilliant and Ash is okay.
A dud, but he's married to her. So.
No. All right. So, and then, of course, Instagram.com/Magic in the Midwest Podcast, Facebook.com, Magic in the Midwest Podcast.
Magic in the Midwest Podcast, everything.
Yes, yeah. So please check us out from the Midwest, ladies and gentlemen. See you later.